Hello and welcome back to Talk Turkey. At Talk Turkey, you can share anything on over the world, and I'm Sin, the host.
Today, let's talk about the pandemic caused by coronavirus.
Coronavirus disease or COVID-19 is an infectious disease caused by a newly discovered coronavirus which was first appeared in the metropolitan city of Wuhan in the Chinese province Hubei. In the meantime, it received the official name SARS-CoV-2 since 11 March. This epidemic disease was considered a pandemic by WHO.
April 7, 2020, the number of infected people worldwide has increased to 1,214,466, and diseases of COVID-19 have been recorded in 211 countries and territories. Worldwide, around 74,834 people have now died from the virus. More than 285,064 people are said to be healthy again.
This show may be the most different show. No celebrity and our guests are not here, but on the screen.
So, let's get acquainted with them. Anna, Kim, can you guys introduce yourself, please?
Hi guys, nice to meet you. I'm Nan. I'm gonna turn 35 next week. I live in Taiwan City and I'm working as a seller.
Nice to meet you and to get here. My name is Anh and I'm an English teacher in high school in Long An province.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kim, 27 years old, and I'm a tour manager. Wish all of you a wonderful weekend.
Because of this pandemic, all citizens have to self-isolate. I wonder, does that have a strong impact on your daily life? Let's start with Anh.
Since the pandemic broke out, I have been at home for nearly 2 months, and despite staying at home, I have to make sure that my lesson learned not to be high schedule. And I'm also anxious about my grade 12 students, as they will have an important high school finals, and we have little time to meet face-to-face to revise essential knowledge. And staying home unexpectedly not only make me feel like a big out of work, but also affect my student learning ability.
Wow, it's absolutely inevitable. Okay, let's move to Na. Hi Na, how about you?
Well, we have been in social distancing period, so everybody has to stay at home to prevent community spread. At first, I'm a little bit worried because I'm kind of a person who doesn't like staying at home all the time. I usually go to the nearest park to do exercise and then go to the market every morning. And everything changed when the government published the travel restriction. However, while this quarantine time, I realized that I can do a lot of useful things that I can't do before because I don't have enough time, such as reading books, improving my cooking skills, caring myself, or especially spending more time with my child.
I heard that Kim had just finished her quarantine after her business trip abroad. Could you share what you did during the quarantine, Kim?
Oh, by the time I spent quarantine, I would say that is the strangest and most fascinating experience in my life because I've never expected that. As soon as I left the plane, the airport was totally chaotic. I was greeted with barriers and must complete the health decorations. Then I was taken to the quarantine zones by coach. Everyone there wore protective clothing, and I could see there were 2 huge dormitories at both sides. As I walked into my room, I was very surprised because the conditions there were far better than what I had expected before. I shared a room with 3 other girls with 10 military bunk beds in our room.
How about the atmosphere there?
The location was really quiet. The soldiers worked tirelessly every day to sterilize our rooms, lock our temperature, and clear out our bins. Meals were delivered to door every day by handsome soldiers. The menu was diverse, and I remember that banh mi was the one that satisfied every craving. In our room, we shared snacks, rules, and chatted with others. Sometimes we went to the front yard together to do some exercise. So far, it felt more like a holiday camp than a quarantine. After tested negative to coronavirus and spent 2 weeks there, I was a bit sad that I had to leave, and to be honest, I didn't want to go. It's clear that Vietnam is trying very hard to keep people safe, and I'm proud of my country and proud to be a Vietnamese.
Interesting. During this time, maybe our works are influenced a lot. And do you know, work from home is on trend. Can you tell me about your recent assignments and
When stay at home, I have more time to read some book I have bought since last year, and I gain an opportunity to widen my specialistic knowledge. Besides, I take up an online yoga course, which help me to improve my health, make me feel more comfortable, and keep me fit. Recently, I started teaching online by some apps such as Zoom, Google Classroom, where I can interact with my students and help them to consolidate important information before going back to school. Importantly, I spend more time on taking care of my skin, cooking, and decorating my house, which make me feel less boring. And how about you, Nah?
Talking about my work, I have a chicken noodle shop and a small convenience store. My main income is from the chicken noodle shop. Because of this pandemic, nobody goes out in the morning to have breakfast. So my shop was totally empty. Then I came up with a solution. It is home delivery service. And my convenience store is much more stable. Now I'm doing well. There's a problem I have to mention that goods and essentials are extremely rare at this time because the pandemic is buying and stock building. And this is the reason why many sellers raise the price them to earn money. Oh my god, my conscience doesn't allow me to be like that. So I still sell them at the right price. And if you need, you can buy in my store.
I will, but after this epidemic, he. Kim, after the quarantine, what did you do to protect your health?
Just like others, I stay home most of the time. I wash my hands every 2 hours and dress myself warmly because the coronavirus has evolved and it is said that the incubation period has increased, so I have no idea whether I suddenly catch it. And that's why I decided to wear the face mask even at home. I remember once I was on the street with 2 face masks on and a white guy suddenly approached me. He asked if I was Chinese. I was very surprised and could see a little bit of hatred in the way he looked at me. And then I just looked at him back and asked, "Are you Italian?" He then just felt ashamed and left. God knows how much I hate racism.
Now, the last question for all of you. What will you do when we get over this pandemic?
Let me see. Having a coffee and hanging out with my friends. The most important thing I want to do is seeing my students and my colleagues again. I miss them so much. Hope our country will get over this dangerous pandemic soon.
Oh, of course, I'll get back to work immediately and revive my company as tourism has suffered a severe crisis after this time. And maybe I'll spend more time outside and take part in as many social activities as possible.
I think I will organize my late birthday and travel somewhere with my family.
This is a dangerous epidemic disease and nothing is more important than our health. So remember to wash your hands frequently for at least 20 seconds, maintain at least 2 meter distance between yourself and other people, avoid touching eyes, nose and mouth, cover your nose and mouth with a disposable tissue when you cough or sneeze, stay at home and self-isolate from others in the household if you feel unwell. Thank you so much for coming here, and Kim and Nam. I'm Sin and see you again at the next Talk Turkey. Good night.